Chapter Exchange Control. International Economics. MA Final, Economics, University of Karachi. Protectionism and exchange control. As in a previous video on protectionism, we had discussed how free trade restrictions may take various forms, e.g., import prohibition, import quota, protective tariffs, etc. One of these tools is exchange rate control. What is exchange control? Exchange control system is a system through which a government regulates the foreign exchange. All the purchasing and selling of foreign currencies are handled by the government. Through exchange control, the government can rectify an adverse balance of payments by restricting and curtailing imports. Under this system, a limited amount of foreign exchange is permitted to consume on imports. What is exchange rate? First, we will discuss the rate of exchange and its types. Rate of exchange refers to the rate at which one currency can be exchanged for another. When two countries are on the gold standard, the exchange rate will vary only between very low and very high rates. Types of exchange rates. Government adjusts exchange rate to fix the imbalances in balance of payments. These exchange rate adjustments depends upon the exchange rate system it has adopted for its monetary policy. There are mainly two types of exchange rates or exchange rate systems, floating exchange rates and fixed, pegged exchange rates. Floating exchange rates. Under the free floating exchange rate system, the rate of exchange between the two currencies is determined by free forces of demand and supply. Determination of rate of exchange between the currencies of two countries under free floating exchange rate system has been illustrated by the following diagram, in which America and Great Britain mutually exchange USD and GBP. The falling demand for pounds shown by DD shows that the less expensive pounds for Americans will make British goods cheaper. Cheapness of the goods will increase the demand in USA and the Americans will have more demand for GBP. Curve SS in the diagram depicts that as the dollar prices of pound rises or the pound price of dollar falls, the British will purchase more US goods. At higher dollar price for pounds, the British can have more American goods per pound. In this way, American goods for British people will become cheap and therefore, they will have more demand for American goods. To purchase American goods, British will supply pounds to foreign exchange market, so that they may exchange pounds for dollars to buy US goods. The dollar price of pound is determined at point E, $2 equals 1 pound. Where demand and supply curve for pound and sterling intersect each other, if the dollar price for pound increases, assume from $2 to $3 equals 1 pound, the value of dollar will depreciate relative to the pounds. Currency depreciation means that it takes more units of a currency, here dollars, to buy a single unit of some foreign currency, here pound. Reciprocal will be the analysis if dollar price of pound is assumed to be decreased. In other words, appreciation of one currency means the depreciation of any foreign currency and vice versa. Determinants of floating exchange rates. The change in the rate of exchange under free floating system took place because of the following reasons. 1. Change in tastes. Change in exchange rate is followed by the change in people's tastes and preferences for a product, especially of commonly used product like technology. For example, if the automobile technology of Japan appreciated in Great Britain, British will supply more pounds to purchase dollars. Consequently, the dollar's value will appreciate and the rate of exchange will move in favor of USA. 2. Relative income change. Rapid growth of national income of a nation depreciates its currency against the currencies of other countries because its imports vary directly with its level of income. 3. Relative price change. If the prices in the domestic markets increase rapidly but remain constant in other country, the local buyers will have more demand for low-priced countries' goods. Importing country will have more demand for the exporting country. Consequently, the dollar's value will depreciate. 4. Relative real interest rates. If the money supply, by tight monetary policy, is restricted, the real interest rate increases in a particular economy. Consequently, other countries, e.g. Great Britain, firms and individuals find it more profitable to invest in such country where the money supply has deflated. As a result, the value of currency of this country will appreciate. 5. Speculations. If it is speculated that in country X, growth and inflation will be faster and real interest rates will be lower in future as compared to country Y, the currency of X will be expected to depreciate and conversely the currency of Y will appreciate. Holders of X's currency will convert it into the currency of Y, increasing the demand for its currency. Disadvantages of floating exchange rates. Freely floating system, no doubt, works automatically but it can create some problems as well. It is highly uncertain which obviously makes the trade profits also uncertain. Uncertainty discourages trade and so the volume of international trade shrinks to minimum. Decline in the external value of local currency worsens the terms of trade for a particular country. Consequently, such a country will have to give more goods for the same imports. Since the fluctuating exchange rates depress the industry, which produces the internationally traded goods, as a result, destabilizing effects are also casted on the economy. Fixed exchange rates. In the fixed exchange rate system, government's intervention or any other mechanism is used to determine the rate of exchange offsetting the influences of demand and supply forces. It is the exchange rate system where the exchange rate between two countries does not vary or least vary with narrow limits. It is also termed as pegging when the monetary authorities of the country decide to maintain or peg the rate of exchange of their currency at a fixed rate. Fixed system is, sometimes, used to counter the disadvantages of floating system. The problem of fixed exchange rate can be understood by an example illustrated in the following diagram. Assume that the United States and Britain agree to maintain a $2 equals £1 exchange rate. According to diagram, original demand for and supply of pound are DD and SS. If the American demand for pound shifts to D-D-, American payment deficit arises equal to AB. It means that the American government is committed to an exchange rate of $2 equals £1 which is below equilibrium rate, $3 equals £1 of exchange. The U.S. government can overcome the shortage of pound by altering market demand or supply or both so that they continue to intersect at the $2 equals £1 ratio of exchange. This purpose can be achieved through various means. Pegging methods. Under the fixed exchange rate system, the demand for and supply of a foreign currency can be moved using the following pegging methods. 1. Manipulation of the market through the use of official reserves is the most desirable method to peg the rate of exchange. 2. Trade policies can also be utilized for pegging. For doing so, flows of trade and finances are controlled directly. Imports can be reduced by imposing tariffs and quota system. Similarly, special taxes may also be levied on nation who receives interest or dividends on foreign investment. but this option may decrease the volume of trade. 3. Exchange rationing is another method. Under this system, the government acquires the total foreign exchange itself and so controls all the inflows and outflows of the foreign exchange in a country. Under this option, all the local exporters are required to sell their foreign exchange earned through exports to the government. Then the government imposes rationing on the stock of foreign currency. 4. Domestic macro adjustment. According to this method, local monetary and fiscal policies are used to eliminate the shortage of the required foreign currency. Features of exchange control. A central bank plays a vital role in exchange control. Following are the features of exchange control system. Centralization of all foreign exchange operations. Delivery of all international transactions to the central authority. Fulfillment of demand for foreign currencies from the central pool. Official monopoly in all foreign exchange dealing. Objectives of exchange control. The main objective of exchange control is to keep rate of exchange at a desired level different than that of determined by free play of demand and supply forces in the foreign exchange markets. Conservation of diminishing gold reserves in the country. Ensuring stable economic growth. Correction of an adverse balance of payments position. Maintenance of stable exchange rate. Prevention of flight of capital from the country. Piling up the foreign exchange reserves for paying large amounts, like repayment of foreign aid. End of chapter Exchange Control. A chapter of International Economics. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more lectures on economics.